I can't pull it up from the phone. I don't see it. You sure, honey? Can you send it to me again? No, I can't take my phone. My computer doesn't read my phone. There we go. Hey, good afternoon, my LinkedIn friends, Facebook, Instagram. This is your favorite CEO for Veterans Council Veterans, and we are very excited to be the ones first to start talking about this. One of the things, I don't know how many people have heard about this, and I put a poll on LinkedIn. How many know that November has been designated as Military and Veterans Family Recognition Month? Did you know that? How many knew that? So we're so focused on the veteran. Everybody know what veterans, when Veterans Day is and all that things, but how many know about the families that we try to recognize for the month of November? We're going to change that, but until we do, we got to always do my intro. So until then, intro again, Military Veterans Family Recognition Month. Intro. Great. Now, hey, Fraggle. Anybody in the military knows about Fraggle? Fraggle is when you have a change of mission. And this is not really a change of mission, but an amendment to the mission. I know for the last couple of weeks you've been hearing about our journey to the summit, and that has not changed. We still talk about journey to the summit, but in this particular segment, the Fraggle is the military and their families, Military Veterans Family Recognition Month. I don't know how many people out there have may connect with this, but the people who are on the front line are the family members, right? They're the ones that are there when the veteran is going through the challenges, mental health, trying to adjust. And who's taking care of them? Who's even recognizing them? Who's ever said thank you to the families formally? Well, November has been designated as Military and Veterans Family Recognition Month, and Veterans Council Veterans are going to take this one step further because we want the rest of the world to know about this. Military and Veterans Family Recognition Month, and this is going to be a little bit more a different format because I'm going to have one of my co-hosts come on who's going to help me get through this. But one of the things I do want to know is out there, do you know how many families of veterans that are out there? Do we even have any idea? Who's even tracking that? I can tell you what, they are out there, and they're the ones that when the veteran get diagnosed with PTSD, depression, even suicide ideations, they're the ones that are affected by it. Not only are they affected by it, so are the kids too. The kiddos are affected just as much. But we need to talk more about that. We're going to continue that because we want this to be a normal thing. We don't want people just to find out about it or just kind of happen on it. But we want to see what you're doing. So if you're out there, and if you have something that's special for the families, the veterans, and the spouses, let us know. Go on my LinkedIn profile, Ellsworth Williams, Veterans Council Veterans, and tell me what you're doing so we can all come bring this together. But it's going to take, if we're going to talk about family, okay, we're going to have to bring family on. So even though I'm a son of a military career, veteran, Vietnam. I grew up in military as military brat. So there's a whole different aspect. So with that, I already know that families are important. And then I was married to my son. So all those things, I know they're important. But let's see if we can hear my special co-host. I can talk about what it is to be a spouse of a military. And here she is, wonderful Angela Ruona. How you doing, Angela?
Hello.
How you doing out there in Minnesota?
It's going well.
I'm sure it's cold.
It's getting there.
Great. And Angela, and you're I'll be a major part of this when we for the whole campaign, but also the summit as well. But we want to sit there and bring Angela on. Angela, give us introduce yourself again to the audience of who you are and how your role, who you are, connects with our campaign.
Well, my name is Angela Rona, and I've been a military spouse for 25 years, active duty military, and we've moved quite a bit. We have three children, and right now we're in the middle of transitioning from active duty service to retirement. And so now this summit really kind of, really hits home for us because we're in the middle of transitioning.
And how old are your kids?
Our oldest is 27, and our middle child's 24, and our youngest is 18.
Wow. And how are they making this? Give me a sense of how are they doing with this adjustment.
The older ones are, they're adjusted. They went off to college and they kind of went into separated from service 8 years ago, 5 years ago. So they've been transitioning for a while now. Our son is actually just kind of coming out of that transition of living this life with us and moving every 2 to 3 years. But he's actually in college. So he will be our next generation of going into the service.
And how important you think this is that we're trying to do, and how it impact while us focusing on the military veterans and their families? How important you think this event that you're actually a part of, um,
Mhm.
for the families and especially the mental wellness?
I think it's really, really important. Right now, everything during service and after service plays a huge part in mental wellness. And this summit helps the community by bringing together everyone to support and prevent tragedies and problems.
And this one here, we're going to run through the kind of what's part of this. These things here, so how it all plays a part in what we're trying to do. Um, excuse me, so let's go through the slides real quick, and we'll let you talk to them. Well, I'll start for the first, and then you can go from there.
Sure.
Okay, so let's bring in the slides. The slides are right here. All right, and here it is. We want to sit there and we want to kind of give you guys a snapshot. What is this campaign really focusing on? So the mission is this is the campaign for all of that. So this is actually going to roll into our program. We have a military and veterans family mental wellness program, and we're campaigning to make sure that everybody knows about what's going on with the family. So here's the first part we want to talk about. The mission, of course, is to support military and veterans family members in mental wellness through the referral, advocacy, collaboration, and counseling, what we call the RAC. And this is why we're doing it, because we realize the mental wellness for families is important. It's actually, to me, if you strengthen the family, you strengthen the veteran. Do you agree with that, Angela?
I agree 100%.
We want to find to make you part of the family part of the solution as well. And here are our objectives: obviously raising awareness about the families and what they're going through. We want to promote mental wellness through engagement. You see, we're going to engagement. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have working groups. But we want to definitely promote mental wellness. One of the most important thing is that you have to create a supportive network. You have to have a network that actually supports the family. So not just the military, but the whole village, the military, the veterans, the community, the legislators. All those people have a role to play. So one of the things we're going to do, Angela, speak to is this: money, money, money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we have coming up this Military and Veteran Family Mental Wellness Summit. It's going to be on Saturday, November 15th at Petersburg in the Peak College Kids campus. It's from 9 to 4 p.m. The agenda is being finalized. We're going to have so many exciting panelists and guests there, and also resources to help our military and veteran families. Also, we are hoping to do some raffling. We have a special $150 prize that will be awarded to a military or veteran family, which is a huge, huge contribution. And right now, with everything coming up with the holidays and everything with the government shutdown and furloughs, this is something that can help everyone.
Angela, you said something that I think is and key. We've talked about before is and I want to put this up again because I really want to keep, put it in people's mind when it comes to this, is what is going on right now at this moment. You just kind of mentioned, Angela, why this is so more important than anything. It's more important than anything is this, because as you mentioned, Angela, the shutdown. Oh my gosh! And now give us an insight of how the shutdowns affected you, Angela, as you experienced this. How did it affect you?
Well, it's affecting a lot of our members right now. With we have a lot of people that are currently serving, and deployments are going on right now. And when those members are serving our country, a lot of the family members are behind, and they're handling everything. And if they don't have pay, and they don't have benefits, it just adds on to the stress that's already a stressful time.
You had mentioned about if they don't have the pay. I mean, they don't have the and a sense of. And I saw somebody mention it before about what does that mean? Like, we're talking about these. There are people out there that don't understand how much we will get paid. How much, as far as what the military is paying. They're not getting paid that much anyway, and we're out there sacrificing. So just missing one paycheck can really cause a lot of stress. Missing two paychecks is almost unbelievable. Can you? And I wanted to say that we forget as well why this is so much more important is that it is also during the same time as the shutdown. It's having the same time the shutdown, which is causing uncertainty. Then we in Florida, you're really going through the disaster pole, right? We got all these a disaster pole. We got all these things going on as far as the hurricanes and stuff. So that causes a tremendous amount more of anxieties. And then we got the holidays coming in. Holidays. That's also from starting with Halloween to Christmas to Thanksgiving. That all of that plays a factor of uncertainty. And speaking of holidays, I want to try and put a little insight here of what I just showed, a little sneaker peek. This is me and my wife, celebrating Halloween, and my favorite character was this Pennywise. Hello, boys and girls. You want to float? And my wife Thelma, as we actually celebrate. So we want to make sure that we are out there celebrating Halloween. Again, even though it's not an official holiday, it's something that's going on tonight. Most places, it's going on tonight, right? Halloween. But again, just wanted to throw a little piece about those who are out there celebrating Halloween as well. Whew. So let's go out. Let's let the show continues on. The raffles, $250, but you gotta be at the summit to get it. So enroll as you can. Register. To be at the summit. I had mentioned about the program. We're going to have a launching of our program, and these are the four major areas of the program: referrals, advocacy, collaboration, and counseling. And when I talk about advocacy, I'm talking about us going out there and talking to our legislators. I had the great privilege of talking to Fentress Driscoll, who is a Florida minority leader for Florida. I had a chance of also talking to Danny Alvarez, who's also a veteran, captain of reserves. I'm also Dan. I know Danny Burgess a long time from when he was representative, director of Florida Department of Veteran Affairs, and now he's the state senator. That's what advocacy means. And what we got next up, we're going to be talking to Representative Bernie Jacks to talk about the importance of families. But that is an example of what advocacy means when it comes to veteran program. So I want to make sure you get that you got that. And the other part is our summit. We talked about the summit. Another part of the collaboration piece, right? What's the collaboration? Well, in this summit, we're going to bring all these resources together. We're going to bring the veterans together. We're going to bring the family members together, bring all these resources together, talk about what's going on. And in this, which is different, is that we're going to have a check-in as well. We're going to find out that we're going to the first hour, 30, 40 minutes. We're going to talk about how the staring down, being in a disaster area, and the holidays affect the military. It's like a check-in. How you doing? We have counselors there as well. But that's the first part. We're going to talk about how's everybody doing at this. So but you got to be at this event to know. And that event again is on the 15th of November, St. Pete College. Money. So I had to talk about this giveaway we're going to be doing.
Well, DCV is giving out weekly gift cards. And as of right now, we are giving out $100 to veteran and military family members. If you register to come to our summit, and $100 can go a long way, but I think $150 might even be better.
Okay, Andrew. Thank you. That's a really good point. As we got to look at the bigger picture with inflation and stuff. So I'll tell you what. Starting as of today, we will increase that to $150. How about that? $150 a week, starting tomorrow, and we will announce the winner and that at our summit. So we'll change that. We'll hold on a second. Okay, admin, I want you to change from $100 to $150. What? Don't worry, we can afford it. We can afford bounce checks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But thank you, and we will definitely increase to 150 because this is the time again. Families are trying to, they have the Thanksgiving coming up. They got the whole month of November, and I'm keeping listening on news about are we going to pay them? Are they going to get paid? Who's getting paid? And then we got the holidays. How are you going to tell the kids, okay, how are we going to celebrate the holiday? We don't even know when the next paycheck's coming in. So hopefully, we don't expect to take on the whole world. We want to do our part. But really, it requires a whole village out there. And we're talking about the veterans, the families, communities that support veterans, the elected officials. All those guys have a role in taking care of our family, veterans, military and veterans families, because they get just as affected as well when you have to stop it. So thank you again. $150. We'll change the slide for the next one. Advisory group. This is another thing as part of this campaign. We're going to create, Veterans Council of Veterans is going to create a military and veterans mental wellness advisory group. So Angela, who do you think would be a great ideal candidate for this advisory group?
The ideal candidate is probably anyone in the military or veteran community. I think that anyone and everyone has been affected by life in service or even after service. So we really reach out to anyone who just wants to come and join and have a discussion.
Yeah, organizations like Blue Star Family, the American Gold Star Mothers, or other organizations out there, that the Mill Spouse, the Five and Thrive. There are a lot of organizations out there that have a piece of the puzzle, but we all it takes more than just a piece of the puzzle to be effective. They all have a part. And we're going to reach out to some of those guys, even Elizabeth Dole and the caregiving part. We're going to go out there for the next couple of weeks. We're going to reach out. If we don't, reach out to us. See if you're part of this advisory group. It'll meet like once a month at first to get everything, create the foundation. And then one of the objectives of this for the advisory group is mental wellness. We want to have an activity, a program that is everybody can be part of, and not just one. So it's not just a mental health, but all that. So again, listen for the word out. We're looking at getting members and nominating, send them to me and ask them and tell me if you want to be part of this and what you can bring to the table. And this is something I'm really excited about because I just mentioned it earlier that when you go to the summit, we're going to first hour, we're going to talk about a military and family mental wellness check-in. So this is just us finding out the pulse of what's going on out there. What's going on, how are you doing, how's the family, how's the spouse, the veterans, how's the kids, how are they dealing with this? We want to know, we want to check, we want to have a know. We're going to at this resource, we're going to have resources that are there that can help alleviate. We're going to have elected officials going to be there. We're inviting officials out there. We have organizations that may be able to help, that may help as far as we'll have somebody who may be part of FEMA if that's a part of FEMA, or maybe have organizations like the Crisis Center, or any organization or food, anything that will have more resources out there that you connect. But the key part of that, it's going to be like a couple hours seminar, and it will be in person. What do you think about that, Angela, in person?
Well, I think in person is great, but even hybrid would be great to, connect with those people that can't make it.
Okay. You're right too. So we will, even though a lot of us out there, we like this in person, we'll do hybrid as well because we think it's important. See, one thing about Veterans Council of Veterans, we're not the only answer, right? And if we don't mind sharing or whatever it is, if it's going to take care of the veterans and their families, our main goal is to get other organizations out there doing the same thing, having their own check-in of what's going on. But we will start off, right? I always say that, I'll start off with the step, but I'm not going to do the whole way. But we'll start it off about doing the check-ins, but really every organization, every community should have some kind of check-in, what's going on. And if you're in an area like Florida where you're really susceptible to natural disasters, you should be doing a check-in anyway, because make sure everybody's prepared, make sure everybody, and after the hurricane or whatever happens, if we have one, we haven't had one yet, we check in again. But based on Angela's recommendation, yes, we will also look at having it as a hybrid as well. I always want to sit there and thank people who have shared. I know it's kind of confusing for some people out there because, oh, hey, I've shared or whatever. I mean, we're doing so many things. What do we share? What are we sharing? Well, in this case here, I want you to share the Military and Veterans Family Recognition Month. We need more people to actually say thank you to our service members, if you know who they are. We're talking about the American Legion, the DAV. There's a lot of organizations out there. We got the Florida for Veterans and Warriors. We got a lot of organizations out there that support the Florida Veterans Association. A lot of organizations out there, and we need to sit there and start promoting this, and everybody knows about this. It's not just about the veterans. So I want to give a shout out to people who have shared already. Some of these are been constant sharing. Johnny's been sharing every time I put something out. Johnny shares like a sharing maniac. Thank you, Johnny, for sharing. Continue to share. Joseph Graves is a new one. Joseph is a new person that is actually sharing. And so we want to thank Joseph Graves. Thank you for sharing. Because why? Sharing is caring. Jasmine, thank you. I met Jasmine at the Military Influencer Conference. She was the person running around taking all the pictures. And she's doing a lot of things. Every time I look up, she's grinding. Thank you for taking the time to share, Jasmine. It shows that you care. Erica Cole, who was actually one of our panelists with Angela, because Erica is actually a retired Master Sergeant who just recently got out, and she really has a real good understanding on how that affects the transition piece. So thank you, Erica. Jamie, man, I've known Jamie for years. Oh my gosh, maybe like 10 years now. And he's always sharing. He reminded me the other day when I saw him. I shared 3 times already, Tony. Hey, Jamie, thank you for sharing. We want you to share this. And I want to do 100. Come on now, we can do this. I'm getting tired. I don't know how you feel, Angela. But, and I want to bring you back on. I don't feel like how you feel, Angela. You always hear people saying, thank you for your service. Thank you for you, dude. What does it cost to share?
Nope. Sharing is definitely caring. And I feel like that, that is how you show your recognition for us as not only military members or veterans or even spouses and their families, is sharing and coming out and joining us.
I ain't gonna do it, because I gotta stay on it. But sometimes we want to call people out, right? Sometimes you ain't sharing, share. You say you're for the veterans and family, but I don't see the share. But that's not my role. I'm not the watchman. But I tell you, sometimes I'm asking you guys out there, share is for the people that you say you care about. It costs zero. If you don't share, then you do know and you heard about it, then what's going on really? I always say it's a God assignment, which means it's not about Tony. It's not about Angela. It's about being obedient and sharing. And right now, we believe the family definitely needs help right now. And you can do that for just sharing. We're not even taking $1. We're just saying share so people know about this. We have said a lot, Angela, in this little time frame. I really appreciate your you being on here. I want to definitely go back on the summit. We don't want to forget about the summit. The summit's coming up. Summit, 15th November. Still time. I mean, tickets are going real fast. I mean, we just jumped. Wow, it's really incredible. And we should expect next time we do this, Angela, we should think about 2 days, right? 2 days. But right now we got the 1 day packed. We're gonna have sometime next week. We're gonna actually show you the agenda. It's amazing agenda. We can give. You know what, Angela? Let's give people who are give them the since you're there watching. People are watching us. We'll give you a little insight. Can you give us a couple of topics we're going to cover for this conference or summit? Sorry, give us like 1 or 2.
Yeah, some of the topics we're going to talk about is transitioning with the family. It's really an important topic. I mean, there is a lot of programs out there that support you through service, before deployments, post deployments, but where's the programs when we leave and our new life? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk a little bit of PTSD and MST. Those are big issues. And all of it contains to mental wellness.
Yeah. And you'll tell you what, you come to this summit, I'm telling you, you will be riveted. You'll see the impact. And we're going to have one of our we're talking about MST. MST is can be a relationship destroyer. If not done right, it could be a destroyer and goes on generation. And as Angela's talking about the transitioning, it's an adjustment, which is not a disorder. But if you don't have the right guardrails in place, it can become a disorder. Having that huge adjustment, even Angela, like you've gone through adjustment. It's not just your husband has gone through that. You've gone through an adjustment.
Yeah, everyone goes through adjustment periods. It's such an identity change, right? Because you have been living this life for so long, and then all of a sudden, your home has changed, your work has changed, your finances have changed. I mean, there's so many things that have changed. You're welcoming a lot of basically a lot of things that are coming up that really can mess with your mental wellness for sure.
Definitely, and we want to just focus on that. We want to put that emphasis on that as well. Again, I just want to keep pushing it on. The month of November, starting tomorrow, is Military and Veterans Family Recognition Month. Do something out there, get a gift card, do something to say thank you. They're going through stuff. Please take advantage of this here. Until then, I want to sit there and thank my co-host for this, Angela. Any last thoughts before we sign off?
Yep. Nope. Thank you for having me, and we look forward to seeing you on November 15th.
Yeah, it reminds me. It's right. We're bringing Angela all the way from the cold Minnesota to the nice, warm, and sunny Florida for at least a couple of days. So I can't wait to see you there, Angela. I know you have a big impact. We're almost on this end of this. So hey, see, you had it. You have a whole segment of that, and I want you guys to know again that this is important, and we're actually, we wouldn't do this if we didn't think it was important. If anybody knows Tony Williams, we think we take our job seriously. It's not about us. Most numbers getting paid. It's about us taking care of veterans and the families, and we're hoping you do the same thing as well. It doesn't take much at all. So again, the Hillsborough, again, Family Recognition Month, the whole month, and I want to leave you with my wife and I as we get ready for the Halloween. Hey, boys and girls, want to float? Okay, that is my show. Until then, see you next time. Outro.